Welcome to it, yet another Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest Spotlight. So happy to have you here. And I've been waiting for this guest. In fact, John Ernesto and I were talking about the different guests because we're spotlighting the local scene, how this Jazz Fest happens locally. And I said, hey, how about Andrew? And he said, well, he's not going to be in town until the fest. So here we are. It's fest time. And I get to say hello once again to my friend, Andrew Lepley.
And hello to you, Joe.
Always good to see you.
It is. This is my once-a-year 10-day vacation.
Is it a vacation? That's a good
No. I get no rest. I am constantly running from concert to concert. I spend probably as much time in my car zipping between the different venues than I am actually.
You're like the omnipresent guy. I can be at one concert and see you there and then later. And when I first met you, I would often see you kind of like at the foot of the stage. You know, I'm thinking, wow, he has the best seat in the house, not necessarily comfortable.
Not comfortable at all, and really bad on the back.
Yeah?
And bad on the knees. You're kneeling on thin carpet over top of concrete.
Right.
And it's my knees and my back and my shoulders have paid the price for
I never thought of that. See, these are the things you don't think of when you're looking at the end product, and your pictures are so very, very awesome. I mean, he captures the moment, the artist. You capture the emotion.
That's what I'm going for. When I was shooting just stills, I was looking to capture that moment where you could look at it and say, I remember that note, that look on the face. I was there for that very moment.
You're good at that. How do you do that? I mean, let me ask you this.
Years of shooting.
Well, let me ask you this. For that one picture, how many do you take?
Well, when I used to be shooting film, I wasn't shooting as much to hopefully get that one.
Oh, so you shoot film and then pull the still out.
Well, shooting rolls of film, 35
Oh,
millimeters.
gotcha.
So when I started from 95 to I think 2002, I was still shooting film. So I would come to the festival with 50 rolls of film and shoot that. And then I have to go home, send it off to the lab, wait a week, get it all back, and then hopefully have the shots that I needed to show the actual emotions and things that were going on there. Now, with the beauty of digital, don't have to bring any film. I can see right away whether I've got what I was looking for.
Right.
And now I can, for the past 2 years, I've been shooting mostly video and some stills that are also incorporated in. And I love technology.
Andrew is the official photographer and videographer for the Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest. You can't get to all of the shows.
You can't.
But yet, if you go online and look at your work, by the way, go to berksjazzfest.com and under media, and you will see like volumes of video. Then I've been on there and it posted 2 hours ago. So you're not only filming it, you're getting it up there right away for all of us to consume. How many different concerts are you shooting in one night?
It depends. I was actually just looking at the schedule coming up, and this coming Friday night, there are 6 different shows starting between 7 and 8.
You can't be at all of them. Or will you?
I can try.
The guy's good.
Because I'm only spending maybe 15 minutes in each place. So I'm grabbing 2 minutes of video, a handful of stills, pack up my gear, run out to the car, zip to the next one. It's all a matter of looking at the schedule and figuring out which venues and planning out a route. So I know if I'm going from the Scottish Rite, and I'm finishing up at the Santana Performing Arts Center, and I've got the Miller Center in there, and I've got maybe some other places
Building
going on,
24
Building
or the jazz base.
So I try to minimize the distance that I have to travel between the venues to spend the maximum amount of time inside that I can.
That's interesting. You and I were both at the Diane Reeves concert this past Friday, yet we didn't see each other.
Nope.
I'm backstage and you were in the balcony and front stage.
Yep.
And I didn't realize how brief your time was there. I'm not thinking he's got to get to these other concerts. So as you do that, you must come in to the show at various stages of the performance.
Yes.
You know, maybe when it just started, halfway through, at the end. Over the years, does it get more dynamic? Do you have a preference? It's like, well, I want to see that artist in the middle or this artist in the end of the show, because you must have filmed the same artist multiple times over the years. Is there a difference?
There can be a difference. It can get more dynamic as the show goes on.
That's what I'm thinking.
But the other issue I have to be thinking about is they can also get more sweaty as the show goes on. And sometimes they don't like to be depicted.
Sure. I didn't think of that. So at the same time that you're looking for that perfect shot for us, the audience, to like, yeah, there's that moment, you're also being very careful and protective of the image of the artist.
You have to. You really have to.
In order to get
Because
invited back again.
Yeah, it's their brand.
Yep.
They are their own brand. And if they're depicted in a way that they don't like,
Well, obviously.
they will let you know.
Yeah, I'm sure. And since you come back every year, you have a good track record for that with the artists.
Yeah, you try to be, you don't want to be in their face. You want to depict them in a way that promotes them well, and then let them do their thing, because they're aware of what's going on out in the audience as well.
That's interesting. You say you don't want to be in their face. As you say that, I think of the times that I have been out in the audience or out front, and I see you, and you do kind of like just kind of dissolve, fade into the background. You're not readily evident. It's like, oh, hey, there's Andrew.
Yeah, I think when we had a radio interview a few years back, and we talked a little bit, I said that the best advice I ever got was wear black and stay low.
And you do.
And I try to do that. And also, you know, the best compliment I ever get from people is saying, I didn't see you at the show,
right,
but I saw your pictures.
Right.
That tells me I did exactly what I was supposed to do, because it's not about me, and I don't want to draw attention to myself. So if I can be invisible and get what I need and get out, then I've done my job.
So this really is work for you.
It is.
I mean, a lot of folks work at the festival, but it's kind of like a love work. And I know you love you must love what you do. You're very, very good. So you're passionate about it. But you're running, you don't get to stop and enjoy the music.
I don't. I see 10 to 20 minutes of each concert.
I've done that just a couple of times in emceeing, where I would do a whopping 2 shows, not 6, where you run in, you introduce, and then you duck out to another place. And that can be, that's work. You're not enjoying it. Are there any that you really just want to stay? It's hard to pull yourself away?
Sure. Oh, sure. Definitely. And the other thing for me is, when I'm shooting, I'm probably 80% visual and 20% auditory. So
okay.
I'm concentrating so hard on what I'm seeing and to get it right that the sound, I'm not hearing the sound really clearly, because I'm really concentrating on the capturing moment, how I'm depicting it, how the crop, all these different factors, and then I can be done and not even remember clearly what
they were
played. Who soloed. I'll see it later, especially with the video. I can see it later in the morning at 7 o'clock in the morning when I'm having my third cup of coffee and I'm sitting at the laptop editing.
The videos are really, really awesome.
Thank
I
you.
like them. That's a new addition. And do you know what? I feel like, because we can't be at 6 different shows. We're typically, as an audience, at 1 or maybe at 7 o'clock in a midnight jam or something like that. And so we have to pick. And sometimes it's really hard to do. And I feel like you've taken us to the concert we weren't able to go to. You really get that flavor and enjoy it. So that's been a wonderful addition to Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest.
Yeah, that was actually, I think it was 2012 that I first experimented at the fest shooting a few videos. We didn't post them, but I put together a little presentation after the fact, showed it to John, and he really liked it.
Yeah.
And said, this is a great idea. We can use it to promote the festival. Actually, we may have posted one of the final, the gospel.
With Ben Carter?
That was with who was the lead person?
Oh, come on! Don't do this to me. There's so many.
I know. But it was 2012, the gospel finale, and I shot video there. And I think I can't remember if we posted it or not, but I know I sent it to John, and he loved it, and said, "This is great."
It's a wow moment.
It's a wow thing, right? Because pictures are wonderful, and you can get a sense. But if you're then seeing it and hearing it, it's a whole other dimension. And let's face it, now everybody has a camera in their phone.
Yes.
Everybody's shooting pictures. Everybody's shooting
Even
video.
though you're not supposed to.
Even though
No.
you're not supposed to, right? And I mean, I was at the Jazz Funk Soul show on Saturday afternoon, and I saw a gentleman sitting maybe 3 rows in front of me, and he's got the phone out, and he's shooting a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he stops, and he turns to the side, and he starts posting it to his Facebook page.
wow.
And I'm thinking, the show is going on right over there.
And you're missing it.
And you're missing it.
Yep.
Or why would you rather see a show on the back of your phone?
I can't do it.
When it's right over there.
I know, it's hard.
You know, Chuck Loeb is
Right in
that
front
big
of
in
you.
front of you, but you'd rather see him that big on the back of your phone. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think it's all to, people love to let other people know where they are.
It's big.
And if you want to do that, great. Take a picture of your tickets.
Exactly.
Take a picture of you after the show, hanging out with the artist and getting a signature. But you look at the videos that are shot like that, and they're terrible.
It doesn't
anything.
depict.
They
It
don't
doesn't
sound
depict
good.
anything.
It doesn't really.
well.
Yeah.
Right.
You just see a blob of color in the distance and bad audio.
So it could be any concert anywhere.
It could be any concert anyway.
But that's not Andrew's.
And
That's not yours.
And I'm sure it annoys the bejeebers out of the people sitting behind them.
Yes.
When you're watching the show, you're really engrossed, and suddenly this phone comes up and blocks your view.
So don't do that.
Please don't do that. It's not worth it. Live in the moment.
Exactly. And you do that, and you help us live in the moment of shows that we haven't been able to see. Are you available? I mean, this is a crazy question, but I don't know what kind of different things that you shoot. Can people reach you?
They can reach me, but I do most of my work in northern New Jersey.
So you're not
the
typically in this
suburbs.
area.
Not typically.
Well, you know what? If that's not if you're not able to reach them, and if you're in northern Jersey and you could be watching this, then you want to check out Andrew Lepley Photography and Videography. And if not, go to berksjazzfest.com, look under media. I believe there's a picture of you there.
There would be, yeah.
And then click on that, and wow, there it is, Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest right in front of us.
Or the Berks Jazz Fest Facebook page,
Oh, that's right.
where they're posting all the videos with links, and it's been going great for that. I mean, I brought some numbers with me from
What do you have?
from last year's festival. The videos up to this point have been watched over 15,500 times.
Wow. Just festival videos.
Just festival videos. And this year, videos posting that started going up on Saturday morning have already been viewed over 2,700 times.
You're talking in 3 days.
In 3 days, yes.
Wow.
So people love content.
Yes.
They love to see things from where they've been and shows that they've gone to.
And you have the perfect eye to help
Well, thank
us
you.
look through that lens.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. And I will see you out and about. You're going to be at the Frank Scott Memorial Award tonight?
I will be there tonight.
Mike Anderson, congratulations. He's the winner.
Yes, he is.
And through the weekend, I'm sure I will see you as well.
Or maybe not see me. I'm invisible.
That's a good point. We communicated. I said, I'll see you at Diane Reeves. Nah, I didn't see him. You're right. Well, thank you for coming in here and taking time for the Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest Spotlight. It's been my pleasure.
It's been my pleasure.
Thank you.